Find the derivative of y equals x cubed plus x divided by g of x, then evaluate y prime of 2, where g of 2 equals 12 and g prime of 2 is a 2. Y here is the quotient, the division of two different functions, one which is known, x cubed plus x, and one which is unknown, g of x. But since we have a quotient, we can use the quotient rule for the derivative, and therefore the derivative is y prime, or dy dx, and that equals the derivative of the numerator, power rule, bring the power down, subtract 1 from it. Constant times x will be the constant for the derivative. That'll give us a 1 for that x. Derivative of the numerator times the denominator left alone, g of x, minus the numerator left alone, x cubed plus x, times the derivative of the denominator, g prime of x, and then that entire thing is divided by the denominator squared, g of x squared. So there's our derivative y prime, or dy dx. The next thing to do is evaluate y prime of 2. Y prime of 2, which means to plug a 2 in for each of the x's, will give us 3 times 2 squared plus 1 times g of 2 minus 2 cubed plus 2 times g prime of 2. And then that entire thing is divided by g of 2 quantity squared. So we have 3 times 2 squared is a 4 plus 1. Now g of 2 and g prime of 2, those will be found using the values given over here. So g of 2 is a 12 minus 2 cubed is an 8 plus a 2. And then g prime of 2 is given over there as a 2. All of this is divided by g of 2, which is a 12, and then squared. So y prime of 2 equals 2. 3 times 4, 12, plus 1 times 12, minus 8 plus 2, 10, times a 2, all over 12 squared, which is 144. 12 plus 1 is 13 times 12, minus 10 times 2, which is 20, all divided by 144. Now we can multiply 13 times 12. That gives us 156 minus 20 over 144. 156 minus 20 is 136 over 144. We will be able to reduce these. At the very least, they're both even numbers. So let's take a 2 out of each of them. A 2 out of the first one will give us a 68. Out of the second one will give us a 72. We can take another 2. That'll give us a 34 and a 36. And it looks like we can take one more 2. And that'll be a 17 over 18.